All right, here we go. So, hey everyone. We're going to be posting this on the team page. My name is Beth Hostetler, and I'm excited to interview our newest 40K on the team. I really want her to share with us a little bit about her background, who she is, what she does, and then when she really got that vision for this business to go from being just a promoter to getting a car, then to hitting 40K. So I'm going to let you have the floor, Beth, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Beth Hostetler. I'm in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and I have been thriving for a year now. Yeah, pretty much a year. And I started promoting. I say accidentally hit the promoter button because I thought that you had to be a promoter to get your product for free because I wasn't on Facebook, so I didn't, have access to all this information. And so I, missed out on my VIP period. I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. So I really think that slowed me down right out of the gate, and kind of hindered me. I didn't have that confidence in the business side of things, so I wasn't really sharing that opportunity. I was more just focused on getting customers, sharing the product. But recently, this year, when we started, we went to Florida, and that was kind of a huge breakthrough moment for me. I got through some mental blocks, started journaling, like Carmel said, and really just forced myself to pretty much do exactly every single thing that Carmel or Kevin or Tammy, were telling me to do, and just be 100% coachable and look within myself and see what were my biggest fears about this business and about presenting that opportunity to people, and just say yes to those things and just force myself to really do them. So I realized, that presenting the business was a fear of mine. I was, I guess, afraid that people weren't going to see me as a leader because I didn't hit those bonuses, that they weren't going to see, like why would people want to join me if I couldn't do it myself? So I kind of had to get over that. And the Operation Bomb was like a huge opportunity for that because of those bonuses that kicked off. So I just put it out there, and it really started with Laura, who actually returned her product. And I was scared to ask her why. And I was like, why am I so scared to ask her why? Like, I need to know why. If it's something that I did, it's something that I can get better at. So I need to know the truth and the reason. And her reason was because of money. And so that's when I shared the business with her. And she was floored that it was a free business, floored by all the bonuses available. And so I got her connected to Carmel immediately, along with a few other people at the time. And it just allowed for, some waiting room to be leveraged. It allowed for me to really understand the concept of duplication. I didn't really understand what that meant before. But now I find myself, every single thing I do, I find myself asking, is this duplicatable? Will they be able to do this too? And if it's not, now I don't do it. So I really, when you think of it in terms of, can my team do what I'm going to, what my IPAs are today? And the answer is yes, then you should do it. If I'm asking them to get on three-way calls, I better still get on three-way calls. So just being that, continuing to do the same exact things that get you to 4K, to 12K, or even VIP 800, and just continuing to do them all the way. I'll be doing three-way calls until even when I am at 200K, I'll still keep doing that. So just really, and then just like stepping past, I think the mental aspect of being a leader was big for me. I had to have that confidence for them that they didn't have yet. So I told Laura, I said, you're earning this bonus. And then I told, her promoters, you're earning this bonus, like connect your friends to me, connect your family to me. I've been on the product longer. I'm so confident about the product. I will be that confidence for you that, you may not have that confidence. You haven't been thriving as long. So I'll be that for you. And I will, earn these bonuses for you. Just connect people to me. And they did. And they started connecting, I think it was maybe like 15 or 20 people. And then, we got enough on three-way calls and enough orders. And it just started trickling down from there. I can't hear you. Hold on. I can't hear you.
That's because I was on mute.
Oh, I can't hear her. This is so great. Everyone's gonna laugh at this.
So one of the things I think you heard in NOLA was the fact that Maria did say, just be the connector. Let me earn the bonuses for you. If you can connect me to as many people as you know that probably need this product, I will get you your bonuses. Mm-hmm. So how long were you at 12K? 1 month.
12, yeah, I wasn't at 12K that long, but I was at 4K for like a long time. And it wasn't in my mind that I was going to quit and stop. It just, there wasn't really a sense of urgency.
Right.
When I was at 4K, I don't know. I think it was just a mental,
well, here's the crazy part. Like when I think about the conversations that you and I have had, I have heard you say, like maybe where you were at 8,000, 9,000, mm-hmm. How do I find these people? How do I find new promoters? And then look at your team now, and I know that that's the biggest struggle that a lot of people have. I'm not finding runners. And, what I can impress upon people is that you cannot wait for the runners to appear. Mm-hmm. You can't wait for your current promoters to run alongside you unless they have that motivation to run alongside you. But sometimes, like what we did with Laura, was you shared with her the potential of earning money, and then you brought her on three-way calls so that we can edify you and let them see a bigger picture. And mm-hmm. She got the vision. Yeah. Heck, she got to 12K, what, in 3 months? 2 months?
2 months.
2 months. Crazy.
Yeah.
So, you weren't at 12K for very long, and I think that we have a lot of people that do get stuck at 12K. So how, what would you say to that person? It's okay to have a little tough love with a conversation with someone that might be stuck at 12K and what they really, and they really want to get to 40K. What would you say to them?
I would say start sharing the business like you share the product. Now I've gotten to a point where I'm more comfortable mentioning to people that tell me that money is their reason that they don't want to thrive. I even drop the seed of, just something to think about down the road. If you decide you want some quick cash, our company is very generous and our product works. And especially if they've done a sample and they felt it and they know the product works, or if they've done a month and they know the product works, I'll say, the product works, it can help people. That's the only way that I was able to purchase this car. I wouldn't be able to do it if the product doesn't work. So just a thought, and I plant that seed of, if you need some quick cash, I will help you earn that bonus. And we did that the other night with the other Laura. And she has someone that is interested in cooking now. So I think you just have to kind of get over that fear of, you're not forcing them to do it, but you're presenting the opportunity. Maybe they just don't know the
planting seed. That's what we do. We are farmers and we harvest those seeds. And I definitely have seen a different confidence in you in this whole journey. And I remember that conversation that you and I had about Laura. Well, she stopped using her product. Should I call her? And then look what happened. So let's see. One of the things that I really want people to understand is the importance of working on your income producing activity, your personal income producing activity. And I know you are constantly doing what you're asking your team to do. You're doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So in your mind, how does that help your team if you're working your personal business?
Well, I think it helps them because, I mean, it's something that I've always seen in you and Kevin and Claudia and everyone successful above us, Tammy. Like, I just see that they're doing it and I see the success they're having. So it's obviously working. I'm not here to be a boss. I'm here to do it with you. I want you to be where I am. I want, just like you want us to be where you are. And it provides that waiting room. It provides, that availability, the people that help us with waiting room. And now we get to trickle it down to other people. And we can only do that if we have waiting room available. And, you told me once, you said you have to give it to the people that are running, it's easy to get, to want it so bad for someone else and to be like, what are they doing? Where are they? Like, I haven't heard from them. And to get, kind of sad because you see that they can do it and they can, you can help them get there, but they're not there when you can help them get there. And the people that are there and are running, and when you help them with the waiting room, I mean, it also kind of sometimes sparks in the people that may have dropped off a little bit and start seeing these ranks coming up and start seeing these bonuses being earned. And it's kind of like, oh, hey, they're still doing it without me. And that's kind of how I felt. So I just really, I used it more as an inspiration versus like looking over and getting bitter. It kind of just inspired me.
Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of parallels with you and me as I'm interviewing you. The confidence of being a leader, just rolling with it and painting the picture. And there was something that you just said that it reminded me of where I was before. Like, the only thing you can do is evaluate what you're doing, and are you doing what the other successful leaders are doing? And if you're not, what do you need to change in order to do exactly what they're doing? So waiting room has definitely been a way for me to grow and leveraging my waiting room for my runners. If you are a 12K leader, you should be building waiting room for your team so that when you build more 4Ks when you build more 4Ks, you build more 12Ks. And when you leverage your newest promoter that you might be helping them hit VIP 800, which Beth is doing, and helping them hit 4K, there is a new promoter that has $4,000 in volume. And so if you have another promoter that started a month and a half ago and she's got $8,000 in volume, and you toss that for that person that you have in waiting room, your newest promoter that now has 4,000 in volume, you now have given your runner, which we prioritize our runners, that promoter that has $4,000 in volume, they instantly hit 12K.
It's amazing.
I have seen so many times people that are at 12K, or maybe they're stuck at 40K and they go back down to 12K, that they're not doing their personal business, and their personal business is what feeds their team. Mm-hmm. So in the past, what I've mentioned when I interviewed Laura, when I have been kind of dealing with what's been going on the past 6 months and just really seeing what's happening, because I do it every day. But when I see others do it, it really is a matter of getting people on Thrive. The product sells itself, giving them customer service, and then helping them get their product for free. When you help them get their product for free, you might find that person that becomes this referring machine. And then they get the vision of what is happening and they become your best promoter. So, any last minute thoughts on that part of you? Because I have one more question that doesn't pertain to ranks. But any last minute thoughts that you might have about what has helped you move your business forward to the next ranks?
I really think personal development has had a huge part of it, because it's just the reading positive books, the vision board, the journaling. It's like all of that just slowly builds and transforms your mind and fills it with positivity and just allows you to radiate that. And it also helps you push. You just have to do the thing that you're most scared of doing. You have to do. And for me, that last thing was locals. And that, like, the first one I did, nobody came. It was me and Tammy. Like, but I heard in New Orleans that was everyone on the stage was saying the same exact thing. So I was actually prepared for it. But then the last one we did, I was nervous for 2 days straight. I told Tammy, I'm freaking out. And she said, there's no time to freak out. You don't have time for that. And I was like, you're right. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, my team is depending on me. These customers, they could possibly click over. Like, so it was just that thing that I was so scared of has now, like I was so surprised by everyone that was there. Like,
You had a good turnout.
All different types of people. They all meshed so well. They became friends on Facebook. It's like, now I feel like our community is thriving, and I didn't have that before. Everyone's on the shore. So I just feel like that when I heard that in New Orleans, get your local community thriving, like, that was my goal. And it just creates like a whole more of a bond between us. And I'm just so glad that I have that.
Absolutely. Awesome. See, you went to Florida, you had a mindset shift, you went to NOLA, and you got the validation that you needed in order to change a few things, to actually step out of your comfort zone and really do that all the other leaders are talking about. Mm-hmm. So the last piece that I want you to share, for someone that might be contemplating going to Florida, as you know, there's another Florida retreat coming up in September. I mean, you, Janine, RK, Mary, you all came as either a 4K or just a promoter, and you all hit 12,000 in volume. And when was that? In January, or was that in November? I don't remember.
It was like the end of January.
Yeah. So this retreat that's coming up in September, what would you say to someone that might be contemplating on going to this retreat? And what would you tell them to prepare for?
Now, I would tell you to go. And if you're on my team, I want you to tell me why you wouldn't go, and I will help you get there. We will figure it out. I mean, Tammy, that's what Tammy did for me. She pushed me to get there. She helped me eliminate every excuse. And it was completely 100% worth it. And you need to be at those events. And I almost didn't go to San Diego, and Claudia was like, no, you need to be at these events. And it really, truly does create a shift in your mind, in your business, in your attitude. And you won't know until you're there. It's like thriving. You just won't know until you experience it.
Exactly.
You just have to be there.
And okay, so one more question. I think too, sometimes when we go to these mindset leadership retreats or any type of training, we're taking notes, and I see people feverishly taking notes, but they are only as good as they are worth unless you actually implement them. Yeah. So What do you think was your biggest takeaway from Florida that you implemented that you felt like shifted you? And then what you took away from NOLA? I think we already talked about that, but you can just reiterate. What are the things that you implemented that have shifted in those two events? Well, San Diego too.
I think Florida was definitely a mindset thing, as far as, feeling like I'm worthy of this lifestyle of, Kevin always tells us to live this lifestyle, to, go on the trips, get the cars, you work for these things. And it just, sometimes it feels like it's just too good to be true. And one day it's going to just be gone. So I think that was a huge breakthrough in Florida, and just really implementing the personal development every single day, because you can only, in that, I think it was that Miracle Morning book, it just talks about, you can only be as successful in your business as you are at improving yourself. So that was just a key takeaway for me from Florida was, always be improving yourself, and your business will also follow, and it will attract people that are meant to be in business with you. And then,
Absolutely. I love it that, like, we did talk about the 3 events that you attended, and each thing you had a takeaway, but you also implemented. And that is key, because if you're going to these things and you're not implementing the notes that you're taking, you're not going to see yourself grow much. If you're spending the money to be at those, you might as well evaluate what you're not doing and implement something that you learned from there in order to go. So, Beth, I appreciate you. Will I see you in September? Yeah. Wait, no, August. I don't know where I am. August, I'm going to Maryland. Claudia are going to Maryland.
I think so.
And then September, I'll be in Florida. I haven't booked my tickets yet, but I'll be there.
Well, I told everyone that when our locals get big enough, you'll be at them. So.
Yes, I've never been to Baltimore. I don't know how far you are from there, but it better not be during the winter.
So we better move quick.
So, because I know you guys get some pretty interesting winters that this California girl is not used to at all. So I appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time. I know that I was like 4:30, 3:30, 4:30. But at least you know how to roll with me, so that's all that matters. All right. Thank you. Have a good 4th, and we'll see you soon. Bye.